Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this call. It is Monday evening and it is 8 o'clock. And as we were busy in the green room before we started this call, as we were busy in the green room with the presenters, Mario said to me, "Did you send out an email today?" And I said, I did not. So my apology for sending out the email as we started this call. It was a mistake on my side, but here we are. And thank you for every person that is on the call. And we'll find our friends as we go along. It's Monday evening and it's what we call altcoin season. I think we'll chat to the team and hear whether they think it's altcoin season or whether it's not altcoin season yet. We never know, and that's the beauty of having a team. We might just tonight have different views. How would you like that? If we have different views with regards to whether it is altcoin season or not. And tonight I was naughty and I've made the title, it's altcoin season. Are you trading these coins? And I have a few coins that I would like to put forward for us to say a word or two on tonight. But as you very well, this crypto talk is not about me. It's about you, serving you. And therefore I have a whole host of people that are a lot more knowledgeable than I in crypto. And none other than our subject matter expert on crypto trading, Mr. Jason Ashington himself, a lover of Kruger, a lover of the bush. And I love it. I know Jason for two different areas, spheres in my life. And the one is Kruger and the wildlife in Kruger, and the other one is crypto. And nothing can be as diverse as that. But the beautiful part is, Jason, we need to make some money so that we can go to Kruger again. And my next spot in Kruger is booked for September. And it's time for you guys to help and assist me so that I make the money to be in Kruger in September. Jason, our subject matter expert on crypto trading, please tell us where we are in the markets at this moment.
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I am becoming an expert now on electricity, not just crypto. And past a comment just now, why haven't I shaved? It's because there's no electricity in the last 24 hours, Marius, you can see. So that's why I haven't shaved. But you're right, it is altcoin season. And right now, these coins are popping, as you say, like popcorn. And if we just have a look at crypto bubbles here for the week, and we see on the top 100, we got 99% green here and just one coin red. But how amazing is that? We come from, what's today, the 1st of August, 6 weeks ago, this was all red. So things are starting to have turned around. This ship of ours has taken a bit of time to turn around. It's a big ship, but it looks like the ship is starting to move in the right direction now. And yeah, it's looking much more positive. We just go to Binance Exchange, just have a look there, how we're looking for the week. We see some massive moves here. This, what is this? Bitcoin Standard. I've heard of Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Cash, but I've never heard of Bitcoin Standard. That's a new one for me. 267% up. Wings, I heard about Wings. That Wings did a 10x. There were some people in our community that traded Wing here from $6 right up to $54 in the space of, what date was that? That was 28th there. And yeah, space of one day, it looks like we went up 10x. Crazy on Wing. NEBL 140. And then we got some smaller ones here. And then if we go and look at KuCoin, it's got quite a few micro alts in it. We've seen some massive moves here. 152 on Whoop. Pundex also 100. And then there's some smaller ones. So yeah, looking much better than where we were a couple of weeks ago. If we just have a look at Bitcoin and just go look on the daily, last week's, what was last week's date? It was the 25th. So the 25th,
I'm counting back on my fingers.
So the 25th, we were still in this downtrend. We were still in this downtrend, and we came down. And this was the candle last week, Wednesday, after the FOMC meeting. The outcome of the meeting was favorable for the markets. and we had this massive push up here. Thursday, the GDP numbers came out. The GDP numbers are already priced into the market. Another push up here. And then on Saturday, we tried to break out here through this massive resistance of 24,000, got rejected and came back down again. And right now you can see we in this channel. It is a bullish channel, even though it is trending down. And if we go and just have a look on higher time frames here, this yellow channel is the channel that we've been in from the low in the middle of June, trending up. It is a bearish channel. It doesn't mean that we're going to break to the downside tomorrow. This can take a long time to play out to the upside. One idea for those traders out there is to wait for the price of Bitcoin to come to the bottom, find support, start moving back up and up again, climb back into the altcoins, wait for a rejection up the top here at this yellow resistance line, climb out of your altcoins, wait for it to come down and just trade this up and down all the way up. So we spoke about it this morning's call. So the question right now is, where could we go to? You see I've got a white support line here. I'll leave the fib numbers up to Andre to talk about just now, but we've got this white support line here that I think will hold support. And on the way down right now, I think we're going to go find support. There's three places that I see right now where we are now. If we go to the weekly, it's a 200 moving average. So that we need to look at. So I'm going to go to a cleaner chart so we can see it nicely. And you can see right now that we're on that 200 moving average on the weekly right now. So I think we'll find a temporary support here, go back up again, retest higher levels, and then come down again. So if we go to the 4-hour here, you can see that 23,400 is resistance. So we could go back up and retest that level again, and then possibly get rejected and come back down again. And we'll carry on trending down. So we've got that 200 moving average where we are now. We have the next support at 22,600. And you can see the 22,600 has played support previously. And then the support after that is down here at 21,800. And even this white support line is in that same area. So we could come down to 21,600 down here to retest that white support line. If this does not hold, the bottom yellow line is right down at 2,600. I don't think we're going to go that low. I think we are starting to gain momentum now in the market. And when we're in a bullish market, the retraces normally come down to 382 or point. We'll leave. Fib Smith is going to put his fibs on now, but we can just have a quick look there as to what we're looking at. We've already gone through the 382. The 0.5 is at 22,600 that I spoke about. And then the 21,800 is at the 0.71. So I've got a 0.71 here for a reason. When we look at the Wall Street cheat sheets and we look at the complacency numbers, always around 0.71 in either direction. If we've got complacency to the bottom or complacency to the top, let me just show you what I'm talking about here while we Wall Street images here. Sorry, it's taking a bit of time to come up here. The Twitter image here. So when we have a blow off top, similar to what we had in November last year, we came down to about the 10th of December, and then we had a New Year's rally up to complacency, and then a drop off from there. So between here and there, that retrace up is normally around about 0.71. And you can even go and back test that if you have a look at 2017 as an example, where we went up to 19,000 some change, came back down to 14, went back up to 17 and dropped off. So that 0.71 is normally a complacency number. And that's the reason why I've got it there. So the 0.71 is down at 21,800. So if we look at fibs, that could even play out down to the bottom there. But more importantly, we are following the stock market as a leading indicator, and the S&P, you can see what's happened here to the S&P over the last week. We've had a massive rally in the stock market from the 27th of July. We actually broke out of this white channel that we've been in since the beginning of January. We broke out here on the 27th of July, a massive 3 or 4 days of uptrend here. And you can see right now we're in a massive resistance area. We look over here, this is a massive resistance area that we're currently trading in at the moment. So expect a bit of rejection where we are now. And you can see we're starting to come down. We've already broken through one support here at 4120. It's coming up to retest the break to the downside there. Possible rejection and come down a bit further. Expectation is to not have too much of a deep retrace. Maybe come down to this 4055 or 4020. Then hopefully move up from there. But I spoke in the last 2 Mondays, last week and the week before, around the European Central Bank and the Fed, and how they are pumping money into they're buying back bonds, and that is massive bullish for the stock market. And we've seen in the last 2 weeks, the strength of the dollar has weakened over time. So if we just have a look at the DXY, which shows us the strength of the dollar, when the Fed started increasing rates, the strength of the dollar started increasing, and we started going into this yellow channel, up and down, all the way up. And we can see from the middle of July how the DXY started weakening. And at the same time, with the weakening dollar, we've seen how the stock market, both the stock market and the crypto market, has really taken off in the last 2 weeks. And we're coming down to possibly test the bottom of this yellow channel. Now, this is a rising channel. This is bearish. There's a 68% chance of a break to the downside. And we do want to see that dollar carry on weakening, breaking through, coming through this 104.50, which is a resistance area, and then coming down to lower levels here, hopefully down to 100 over the next couple of weeks or so. When this drops, there'll definitely be stock market and crypto market positive. So that has really been the highlight for the last 2 weeks. And also with that, the 10-year yield, the buying back of the bonds, see how the 10-year yield has dropped from the middle of June. And we've now actually gone below a major support orange line here, funny enough, in the last day. And this orange line comes back from years and years ago. So I expect us to hang around just a bit, but it'll be interesting to see if we actually break back into this, below this line. This orange line is coming back from, we're now in, okay, so it's coming back from 1987.
Yeah. Half the people on the call are not that old, Jason.
1987. Okay, so on the 2 week, it's actually above that, strangely enough, above that orange line. But if you go to the weekly, funny enough, it goes below. So it's a bit of a funny chart we got here from TradingView. Yeah, I'm not too sure why it's doing that, but anyway, if we look on the weekly, we're still above it. But if we go to the daily, we've gone below it. So I'm a bit confused there. But anyway, nonetheless, it's nice to see that this is trending down to the downside. And then other positive news here is the leading indicator for expanding economy is the transport index. And you can see that we've been in a falling wedge now since March, and we broke into the upside here in the 19th of July. And we have gone up here for the last 2 weeks. We are hitting resistance at the moment. We need to see how this acts out, but we want to see this transport index carry on moving up. This is a good indication of an economy that is hopefully going to be turning around in the short while. And let's just carry on up here. Total market cap. Yeah, so total market cap is also in a bit of a channel here. Just focus on these yellow lines here. We've hit a resistance here at 1.11 trillion. You can see if we go back in a bit of history, it is this area here is acting as previous support. When was this? June last year. I need to go back a bit more. Sorry, apologies. Back to the daily again. So the 1.11 is done. Okay, so it was resistance here. You can see here in January 2021, and then became support. So right now it is acting as resistance. So I expect us to come down and retest this 1 trillion. So it's important to look at this chart, this market cap for direction. 1 trillion is also very strong support. So I think we'll come down and retest this one, possibly down to this 1 trillion level again. The interesting chart here is total 2. We're actually broken out of this white resistance line that comes from May this year, and possibly come down and retest this down at 580, then hopefully move up from there. And the same applies for total 3. Seen a breakout here and come down to retest here down about 390, possible retest here, and then hopefully move up. So the altcoins are actually looking very good at the moment, and that is, as I stated previously, we got the last week I mentioned we got the move from proof of work to proof of stake. Not stake that you get at Spur, but STAKE. And we've also in this yellow channel. Sorry, images. So we're also in a channel with Ethereum moving up. I see Vinda's on the call. She loves Ethereum. I think we'll be coming down to test 1,600 to 1,560. Come and retest this level down the bottom here. Going into the next 6 weeks, so the move from proof of work to proof of stake is on the 19th of September. I've got a target up here between 2,300 and 2,500. And if we go back and just have a look at these areas here, you can see 2,500 has been very strong support previously. So it's 2,000, possibly going to get rejected when you get to 2,000, come back down again. But I think we'll go up to 2,500. And if we focus on this white line here, this white line is resistance that comes all the way from November last year. So I think we'll possibly go up into this area here in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So that's quite a nice upside if we manage to get there from roughly another 50%, give or take, in Ethereum.
And Jason, you have there for us an entry zone, a box that you think should be a box that we come to. So maybe that's a place to put some orders. And I know that we will get to Phip Smith later, and he's got orders at a very much lower number than that, but let that be as it may for now.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the altcoins are, especially Ethereum, is very strong at the moment because of that news that's out. And we need to make sure that we hold support here firstly. And then if we see we're holding support, then that's a good time to enter into a trade. And you would put your stop loss just below this break to the downside out of this channel here, if you do enter into this area. So we have a look at Ethereum, Bitcoin, and we do a bit of calculations here. You know, if we find Bitcoin goes up, I should say, to the end of August, September, where would the next resistance be? So if we look at a Kina chart, the next resistance is at this lunar drop that we had in May here.
26.7.
Sorry, 26.7. Yeah, apologies, 26.7. So there's a massive difference between Binance, for example, and Coinbase. But let's leave it at 25. I expect us to have resistance on the way up there. Now, if we go and look at Ethereum Bitcoin chart and just go back in a bit of history here on where we currently are. So currently, Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio is 0.07. So the price of Ethereum versus the price of Bitcoin. And you can see we are trending up. So by the time we get to the event, where could we be? So we could be at the major resistance of 0.085, or we could actually go through there and go up to a level that we saw a long time ago in February 2018 of 0.1. Now, if we take a calculator of 25,300 for Bitcoin times by 0.1, that's going to give us out $2,500 for Ethereum, hopefully by the end of the month, if we can get up to this level here. If we get to 25,300 times by 0.85, that's going to only be 2,150. So I'm expecting us to actually break through this 0.85 and to go higher there, based on this news that's hopefully going to play out. Remember that this move from proof of work to proof of stake has been around now for, supposed to happen in 2018, I think, or maybe even before that. So we are hoping that it does take place now. I would bank on us actually moving up here, as I say, above the 0.85 and even going possibly to the 0.1 level by the time we get to the end of this month, going into September. So looking very bullish for Ethereum. And this move up with Ethereum is dragging all the altcoins up. And we've seen altcoins, how they're performing. They are just doing their own thing all over the place. And for example, yesterday, the storage coins moved. It was, I think it was Arweave and Filecoin. I definitely saw Filecoin. No, AR didn't move. But FRL, they had a massive day yesterday. We just go to FRL, and they quickly, let's just go into smaller time. Yeah, so from the 30th, we went up 87%. From the 30th to this morning. How's that? Let's just have a look at Arweave here on high time frames. Yeah, also a massive move here, 27th of July, 45%. So they are doing their own thing here. I saw Gala take off, or trying to take off earlier. Gala, for example, has got this resistance line from, what is going on with my trading view today? I don't know what's in. So it's from the 15th of May that we've broken out to the upside here. So some of these gaming coins are taking off. Gala, for example, has gone up here. But what I spoke about this morning was that there are some questions being asked now around this Ethereum miners, that when they cease to mine Ethereum, what coins are they actually going to mine? And I spoke this morning about two coins that we could possibly take advantage of. And we only take advantage of it in the next 4 weeks. And we're not going to marry these coins. We're just going to use them possibly for the upside. And one of them I spoke about was Ethereum Classic this morning. And you can see how Ethereum Classic in the last 2 weeks has gone from $14 right up to $44. So it's 200% between the 16th and the, what date was that? The 29th.
And Jason, that was absolutely on the news when people started speculating that ETC will be the mining coin, where the news came out that some of these guys are starting to mine ETC, and that will be the coin that they go to.
Yeah, and you can see we've been in this falling channel since June last year, and we come to the downside. Now, the reason why I like this coin is that we've got these parabolic moves in Ethereum Classic, and this was last year where they spoke around the move of Ethereum going to proof of stake, and you can see what it did in a very short space of time. From the 29th of March, it was at $10, and on the 4th of May, it was at $180. That's 1,800% move in the space of 3 months. So it likes this parabolic move, and we can see even from the 21st of June, $38 up to double in price to the 4th of September. We go back in history here, we can see other moves here. You can see where I tried to chart this in ages ago, 1990s.
And Jason, I've never been a big fan of ETC, but I have twice made good money from it, but I have not been in it in this last run. I'm not recently, I haven't done anything in ETC, and I really just put that on the back burner. It is a coin that I track for that, but I haven't looked at it for so long, and I will take your advice and go and revisit that.
Yeah, no, we have to be very careful. Yeah, there is questions being asked whether miners will actually mine this coin. So we have to make sure we've got proper stop losses in place when we actually go into this. But if we have a look at, let me just load a chart here. If we have a look at the loaded, what is wrong with this? I don't know if it's myself or why is it not wanting to load layout?
You're not saved on where you are.
I don't know why it's acting like that. Okay, there we go. Now, if we compare ETC to Ethereum as a pairing and do a bit of work around that, you can see that if we go back into history, we can see that the pair likes to trade in this area here between 0.03 and 0.06. We can see that from November 2017 till May 2020, it was acting in this range, and then it broke to the downside. This was a push up last year. And if we look for targets here where possibly ETC could get to, and I'm using the word possibly because we haven't got crystal balls here, but we can use this as a guide. If Ethereum goes to 2,500 and we take the bottom of the range number, 2,500 times 0.03, that's going to give us $75 for ETC. If we manage to get to the top of the range, 0.06, it'll be double that, which is $150. If price goes on the parabolic move and gets up to 0.06, that's $150. So yeah, we're hoping that ETC will play out. I believe the Koreans are buying this coin, which is also a bullish sign. The other coin is Uni, and that is Donnie's coin. And
Absolutely.
Donnie should know more about this coin than I do. But if we look back in what's happened here over the last year, it's been in a major downtrend from May, where we reached an all-time high of 45. And we went right down to the bottom of this wedge, right to the point. And we've broken out here, 19th of June, started trending up, broke out here on the 21st of June, been acting in this white channel, broke into the upside, but come back down again. So I think we are very close to the bottom here at around about 8. It might come down and retest the lower level here at 750, but I'm hoping it holds support here. So Uni is the other one, and I've marked off some targets here based on that same formula when you compare it to the Ethereum, and I've got target here of 20 and target 2 here of 30. So possibly we can reach those targets on the upside in the next 4 weeks or so. So those are two.
I'm really trusting on that one, Jason. I'm a big Uni fan.
Yeah,
and I've done the same. I've charted it and I've gone and looked at what's the possibilities.
Yeah,
and I can concur that I have around about roughly the same numbers than you. It's not as rounded as yours, but it's roughly the same.
Yeah. So those are the two of the coins, and then obviously the big one here is Matic. I know I'm taking up a lot of time here. I will give up to Andre right now. Matic has also been trending up very nicely over the last couple of weeks. We came from a low year, 18th of June of 34 cents and has gone up to $1. And as we've been trending up, we've got these bullish flags that it builds and it breaks out. You can see another one here, bullish flag, break out. Building another bullish flag here, break out. So those people that trade, don't trade, you can actually trade Matic to the upside, but Matic is looking very bullish. So I haven't put any targets here for Matic, but we can see that the all-time high was right up at almost $3. And I think we could even double from here where we are in the next 4 to 6 weeks, up here to $2. Could do that. So looking very good at the moment for altcoins. And I will let Andre to take over.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. And it's always so lucky to sit with Jason and to just hear what he thinks and where he sees us in the market. And I'm mischievous. I always make one or two, get myself sorted on one or two ideas. And then I come and hear what Jason says. And it's always mind-blowing because he sees so much more of the picture than I do. But without further ado, let's go to the young gun. And as we said last time, he's now not called the young gun anymore. He's now Phip Smith. And Jason referred to him once or twice. And Andre, please tell us what Jason has shown us. Do you concur that the altcoin season is creeping up on us like the summer?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It has been a while since we can say, okay, we're looking for this target, for the coin to go to that target. So it's actually quite exciting to hear Jason say stuff like that, going to $2. And well, we haven't did a lot about that lately. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'll just go quickly through my charts. I don't want to take too much time. And I'll share a website as well. So I'm just going to share my whole screen. I'm just a laptop, so I don't have all my screens here. Okay, so first of all, this past weeks has been really good. Everything is looking really good for me. I'm really bullish. This is Ethereum on the 4 hour. And you can see here I have two blue boxes here. So this is the first buy option, you can say, because we have this trend line here. And most of the stuff is basically the same that Jason also said. So the first one here, but bigger time frame, because we didn't get to the sorry, that's the wrong thing that I wanted to move. We didn't get to the 618 here, we only went to the 50. So in bigger time frame, I want to see a retrace to the 618786 box. And if you're going to get higher highs, I'm just going to move that FIB higher. And one thing I want you guys to notice, it almost looks the same as Bitcoin, but if you go to Bitcoin, I want you guys to notice something. The moves isn't, and most of you guys know this, but I just want you guys to remember this. The moves, if you take that low from Bitcoin here to there, that is about 19, you say 20% to the upside. But if you take Ethereum from that area to there, that is 30%. So obviously the moves are a lot higher, but the problem is the moves are more violent to the downside as well. So if we see a retrace, it's more violent than Bitcoin. The percentages are more, but there's more gains to be had. You can see I have a strong bearish divergence here on Ethereum, and it just supports this buy option from there, but I'm not going to go too long there. And yeah, you guys still know I have this orders here long term, $850 and $657. I really hope it falls someday, but let's see. On Bitcoin, you guys will remember last Monday, we spoke and I showed you guys this level here from Bitcoin, the 619, and that line there, Bitcoin went down, boom, filled there, and it went up. And the brilliant thing is it made a higher high, which is really bullish for me. So I'm really happy about that. But nothing can go up in a straight line. It's been really bullish, but we need a retrace. We do really need a retrace. And I'm really sure we're going to get this reload zone here. And hopefully we're not going to go lower now. I would like to see the targets of this short zone of mine. I would like us to go there before we go even down lower. If we're going to go down lower, because I can't tell you that. And I'm not going to go into too much detail there, but my fibs are showing me, and I'll just add a line there. I'll just put it just a bit above that fib. and that is $22,288. The top of the, you can say the buy zone or reload zone, and the bottom is $21,500. Okay, with that out of the way, I won't go through too much. One thing I want you guys to see here, and this is on this chart. This is the Bitcoin. The top box is the Bitcoin chart, and the bottom one is the Bitcoin dominance. So usually, if you see Bitcoin's price going up and the Bitcoin's dominance going down, it means it is really bullish for the alts. So it's really good for the alts. And you can see here, Bitcoin is trending upwards while the dominance is trending downwards. And that is supporting the fact of the so-called altcoin season or small altcoin rally, whatever you want to call it. And I have this website here. Wait, before we go there, I'm just quickly going to go to the total market cap. Yeah, the same with Bitcoin price, everything. There's my reload zone for the total market cap. Same with total 2. It's almost the same. I have this trend line here. And you can just add the fib there. And there you go. So it's not rocket science. It's really easy. I love the fib tool. Okay, but if we go to this website, and I hope you guys can still see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so so this website, let me just a bit bigger, smaller. So this website is blockchaincenter.net, and here is the altcoin season index. So it's a lot easier for me to just go to the website and just tell you guys what it says. But for this year, you can see it's almost 50-50, 49% towards Bitcoin, and then obviously 51% towards the altcoin season. And if you go to the monthly, you can see here 65% towards altcoin month. And that is supporting what we just talked about, because you saw Bitcoin going up, Bitcoin dominance going down. So this is supporting that factor. So this is really nice. But something really bullish to you guys that doesn't care about trading, you like to invest. And this is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. And all of you knows about this chart. But look at that, guys. If you just look at this chart, and you can see every time we were in this area here, it's just a screaming buy, just screaming buy for long term. That is really exciting. The only thing that I noticed, and this is not really TA, this is just me that saw something. You can see that's the halving and that's the halving. Never really had a all-time low in the middle of the halving. Here, you can maybe say that almost counts as one, but look at that. There was the middle of the halving, and later stage it got the all-time low. But anyways, the basic thing is, it is in this blue area here, which is screaming buy. And you can see the same chart with Ethereum. Look at this. It's crazy. It's like, why do we want to buy when it's going up, guys? We want to buy this when it's at this all-time low area. This is screaming buy areas. So I'm really excited for this. This is really exciting stuff for me. Again, this is blockchaincenter.net, the website. Let me just get to my charts. And then, yeah, guys, I still have my orders in lower for Bitcoin, but for me, short term, and I'll quickly show this to you guys again. This is the first area I'm looking for Bitcoin. But if you get past this trend line and get above this area, that is really good news for me. I'm really excited. And this is just on Bitcoin. And obviously, like I said, if Bitcoin's move is, for instance, 20%, then Ethereum is going to be 38%. And then the other altcoins is going to be probably like 40%. Coin season, maybe. Maybe it's just a short rally, but there is gains to be made. Yeah, I don't want to take too much time. Yeah, I just can't stop my screen share again. I'm done.
Okay, I'll stop it for you. Thank you, Fib Smith. We really appreciate your insights and what you bring to the table every week. And I don't know any other person finding so many new websites in a week than you can from week to week, and you bring them to the table every week. So thank you for that. But let's quickly run over and go check in with the wealth coach. More, please tell us where you're at the moment.
Yes, Donnie, it's great to see the persons that we bring to crypto and how they grow. If you see Stephen in the chat box, he said Hive did 64% today, and he scalped also Uni. And Stephen, you started, I think, less than a year ago in crypto, and you joined the crypto, the 1 year program, and all the courses, workshops that we do. And 6 months now, And it is just amazing how one guy can grow. Look at Phip Smith and Jason, where they were a while ago. So it is great. So if you want to, you can. Yeah, I shared this picture this morning on the morning group before investing in crypto and also investing in crypto. That was just tongue in the cheek. And that is when you buy at the wrong time. But just look at this now. Where's that on my, let me just share again and go to, I don't know where it is now. I just had it open. But it is just a chart that shows why we are in crypto. I will look for it again while I'm talking, but it just shows you invested $1,000 in 10 years ago, what the returns was on that. And crypto outgrew every other investment that you could do 10 years ago. Here it is. Let me just open it quickly. And let me just share quickly again. Sorry for that, guys. Just look at that. $1,000 invested 10 years ago. You could have been $3,500,000. And it outgrew any other investment. And that is why I'm also bullish on crypto. Andre, thank you for sharing that rainbow to us. And we know in the long run, we are in for a very good run. But yes, Daniel, thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Marius. And yes, allow me to just alert you to our webpage, thecryptoschool.co.za. There's free stuff. If you subscribe to the free stuff, you can have access to our free stuff. And then our webpage, our YouTube channel, The Crypto School, our YouTube channel, please go and subscribe. Hit the bell so that you get the alerts when we put stuff in there. And thank you for joining us tonight. And I'm preparing my 3 co-hosts to quickly get their thoughts going on their last thoughts for the evening. Thank you, Jason, for an amazing positioning of us. And from what you said, I think I might have not been too naughty in stating that it's altcoin season. But Smith, your last thoughts, and then Marius, your last thoughts. So Jason, let's start with you.
Thanks, Daniel. I just want to show another 2 charts here of interest that we need to look at. And the first one is that the talk around Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin market cap. There's been a lot of talk about that it might take place one day. But if we just focus and right now to see what's going to possibly happen in September. So if we take the Ethereum market cap at 200 billion right now and Bitcoin at 438, we can say that it's just less than of what Bitcoin is at the moment, market cap. But what I've got here is a chart that I've put together, and it's on a 2-weekly. So it goes back to 2017, and it puts those ratios. Now, there's a 2 there, which is at major support. And you can see it's been major support ever since back in history. Now, we need to look at this chart now in the next couple of weeks to see whether Ethereum is going to now break the support of 2, and that ratio is going to get smaller. So this is quite an interesting chart, but it's amazing how we've honored it. And in the bear market, how that ratio had actually expanded, going into 2019, went right up to 10. Funny how that happened. The last thing that I want to leave you with is that don't forget that we're still acting at the moment into that ABC retracement. We've had the A leg down from the January, found support in the stock market. B leg has had a massive move up already. And if we don't get above this high from the end of December, we get rejected up here. That means we're going to have a C leg down. We just need to keep an eye on this chart on a weekly basis, okay? And don't get ahead of us. And just bear in mind of the midterm elections that are in November. And also, secondly, the Bitcoin cycle normally changes in December, whether to the upside or to the downside. So just make sure that we keep that in mind too. A lot of traders go away on their holidays in December. They sell out of stocks, they sell out of crypto. So we need to make sure that we bank profits now going into December this year. So we've got 4 months to make as much money as possible. And we need to make use of those 2 areas that I pointed out that we could possibly make use of. One of them is trading Bitcoin when it gets to the bottom of the range, to the top of the range of this yellow channel, bottom of the range, buy, get rejected, the top of the range, sell, up and down like that. And the second thing I spoke around is news events, like this Ethereum news event that's coming up. So we need to keep that in mind as a possible trading strategy. Just don't forget that with news, you need to buy the rumor and sell the news. So even before the news is broken, you need to make sure that you have taken profits before everybody else takes profits. And the last thing was around that Ethereum move from proof of work to proof of stake. It has been on the cards for a number of years right now. And just make sure that in the back of your mind that it could possibly not even take place. So always have a stop loss in place, just in case that any funny news comes out and says, listen, they delay in this process. Always keep that in the back of your mind too. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.
Cool. Thank you, Jason, and very well done there on the setup with regards to that ABC leg, and we will watch that market and we will remind you of that, and you do that every Monday on our behalf. So thank you for that. Philip Smith, your last thoughts for the evening.
Yeah, like Jason just said about it might not happen with Ethereum. I remember last time when they got an update, there's a lot of people because they can vote. And if there's more than 50%, then the vote gets cancelled. And they're not going to let this thing just go through. There's people that's going to vote this thing, and hopefully, well, they're going to try to stop this new validation thing from happening. So just remember that, guys. Yeah, for me, like, guys, I saw today or yesterday, they even changed what recession means in the Wikipedia. They went and they changed what the recession means. Like, that's crazy. Like, why? Just ask yourself why. Those people are crazy. That's why I don't want money with them. Anyways, that's enough said. Marius, you can go on.
Yes, thank you for that, Andre. Yeah, I just want to emphasize the importance of a community again. We've got a morning call every morning at 8:30. We've got the crypto school, and that is we all learn. I just want to invite you, if you're not part of the crypto school or the morning call yet, just contact Daniel or me, and we will gladly help and assist you to be part of that community as well. Thank you, guys. It was a great evening again. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Marius. Yes, we invited you to this call tonight to say it's altcoin season. Are you trading these coins? And if you haven't made a note when we talked about these coins, you missed out, and you maybe have to go and watch this again. But thank you to the team, Jason Smith and Marius. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for you being on the call. It's an absolute pleasure serving you on a Monday evening at the Crypto School. Have a blessed one with loads of green candles, and especially on those guys in ADA. We trust that you will find some green candles. Cheers. Bye-bye.